So I do want to welcome you guys on. Thank you very much for taking some time out of your day to do this. We're very appreciative.
Yeah, welcome.
Well, thanks for having us.
Well, thank you. I know you have, you actually have riding lessons. My mother's riding tonight, so
She's
uh,
riding tonight.
yeah,
She's not here. Yeah,
maybe she'll make an appearance behind you with the horse.
she could.
So,
So,
Chris, question before you even jump in, does it kill you right now to take you away from the barn and have to deal with us for the next hour or so while you could be looking at the horses, training, giving Carol some pointers?
I don't know. I've got three handsome guys to spend some time with here, so that works.
Fair
where,
enough.
where?
Where?
Yeah, yeah. The guys on the wall behind you, Derek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see the picture of the Sopranos in the background. That's what it is. I knew you found someone. So, Chris, I guess the first question I wanted to start this off is how did you get involved with in the horse industry or slash? I don't know. I don't want to say the horse industry, but involved with horses in general.
Getting involved with horses, you're born with it. I'm convinced that you're born with it. When you're a little kid, all you think about is horses and other animals, but you think about horses, you draw horses, you read about horses, you go out for a ride in the car with your family and you're looking for horses. I just happened to be lucky enough to have a dad who had a horse as a young man before he met my mother, and that was during the Depression, and he was a horse person, and so I think when I came along, and there's three girls, I'm in the middle. When I came along and expressed an interest in horses, I think it gave him an opportunity to not only foster my love of horses, but to go back and identify with the horses again himself. So there were always places that he would take me. I have pictures of like when I was 2 years old. I'm in this cute, my mother dressed me all up so I look cute. Um, I'm a tomboy. I'm not a girly girl. She tried though. And my dad would take me down to this place in Medford, Massachusetts, down by the Mystic River, for pony rides. And we got to know the guy down there really, really well. And so when we would come down to do the pony rides, we didn't have to have him with us. He would hand the pony over to my dad, and I would get on and we would go off and we would do pony rides. So then that led from one thing to the next thing. And then I got a little bit older, and he had friends that he had growing up that he was involved with horses, and now they have families, only they now have horses at their place. So we would visit them quite a bit. And then I got old enough to take riding lessons. And that was something, it was something my dad and I did. And so we went to Andover Riding Academy,
Hmm.
which is not there anymore.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we're talking a really long time ago. And so we went there and had riding lessons. And my instructor at the time was Jerry Kenny. Jerry Kenny is still living, and he has a farm with his daughter in Ipswich, Massachusetts, Ascot riding facility or riding stable. So he's still there. He's older than I am, and we're both up there. Um, but he's still living, and he's still doing horses too, and then you go, well, you dream of the day when you would have your own horse. So that day finally came. I grew up in Woburn, Massachusetts, which is now like a big electronics
Mhm.
place and high tech stuff. At the time it was more farmland than it was anything else. um the day came, my dad actually got me a horse of my own, eventually built a barn on our property. We didn't have any land. We lived in a real residential neighborhood. I mean, we like pretty much shared the driveway with the people next door. So there was really no place to ride on the property, but I could get on and ride, and I'd ride down the street, and I would go to the bottom of the hill where we lived, and Horn Pond is down there. And now that's a big recreational area, but we used to ride the horses around the pond, and there were trails down there, and we would ride the trails, and I would cut through the sand pits and then get out onto another main road, which I probably wouldn't ride on today. And then ride over to the whole other side of town and meet up with a bunch that we all would ride with. And of course, then would stay late. And then that meant I would have to try to ride home in the dark. So when my father came home from work, he would hook up the trailer and then he would come over. God bless this man. He really did a lot to encourage me. And so he'd come home from work with his little suit and his tie and everything and hook up the trailer, and he would come and get me. And